A reading from Matthew's Gospel, chapter 13, beginning to read at verse 24. He put before them another parable. The kingdom of heaven may be compared to someone who sowed good seed in his field. But while everybody was asleep, an enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat, and then went away. So when the plants came up and bore grain, then the weeds appeared as well. And the slaves of the householder came and said to him, Master, did you not sow good seed in your field? Where then did these weeds come from? He answered, An enemy has done this. The slave said to him, Then do you want us to go and gather them? But he replied, No, for in gathering the weeds, you would uproot the wheat along with them. Let both of them grow together until the harvest. And at harvest time, I will tell the reapers, Collect the weeds first, and bind them in bundles to be burned, but gather the wheat into my barn. Then he left the crowds and went into the house, and his disciples approached him, saying, Explain to us the parable of the weeds of the field. He answered, The one who sows the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world, and the good seed are the children of the kingdom. The weeds are the children of the evil one, and the enemy who sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the age, and the reapers are angels. Just as the weeds are collected and burned up with fire, so will it be at the end of the age. The Son of Man will send his angels, and they will collect out of his kingdom all causes of sin and all evildoers, and they will throw them into the furnace of fire, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then the righteous will shine like the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Let anyone with ears listen. One of the most inspiring moments for me during this whole pandemic has been the way people have come together and helped each other. In particular, the dedication of staff working in the NHS, the carers, and the key workers, everyone who has helped keep us safe. When I think of all their acts of love and kindness, I can't help thinking of them as signs of the kingdom. Jesus spoke a lot about the kingdom of heaven in his teaching and preaching. It is at the heart of his gospel message. Earlier in Matthew's Gospel, Jesus proclaims, Repent, for the kingdom of heaven has come near. In Jesus, God's rule of love is breaking in on the human race. In our Gospel reading today, Jesus talks in a parable about the kingdom of heaven being like someone who sows good seed in his field, and then while everyone is asleep, an enemy comes and sows weeds among the wheat. And now the wheat and the weeds are growing together. Should the weeds be taken out? But the fear is the wheat will be damaged and the whole crop lost. Better to wait until the harvest time when the two can be separated. It seems that during this crisis, many of us have been gardening a bit more than we normally do. And even if we only have a few pots or a window box, somehow planting a few seeds and looking after them has helped us to cope. I bought a few seeds myself when it looked as though the garden centres would not open. But weeds are always a problem, and in our garden the ground elder has taken over in some places, and it has been really difficult to take this weed out without pulling up the plants around them. It reminds me of this parable and how our experience of this pandemic has been like the good and the bad existing alongside each other. The goodness of people helping each other, and then the bad behaviour of those who want to profit from the crisis, and those who try to scam and defraud us because of our fear of the virus. Matthew paints a picture of people being all good or all bad, but as we know, we are more complex creatures than that. What the parable does is underline the power of evil in our world and the problem of our human failure to love. Jesus brought in the kingdom of heaven with his presence here on earth. He showed us what it means to be fully human and how to live in a right relationship with God. Where do we see signs of God's kingdom? Where are we the signs of the kingdom? The kingdom of heaven is a present reality when we see God at work in the lives of people whose desire is to do what is right, to do what is loving, and to do what is ethical.